And we're back. Part 2 of part 3. Part 3 of part... No, it's actually part 4. You know what? Doesn't matter. We're going to jump into this level. Hopefully it was just a couple seconds for you, but it was just a couple seconds for me. I'm only splitting this video because it was getting too long. Walls. I already know how to build walls. Also, this is not a great level for walls. Orange wand. So let's just take a look at what we got. So we have our tome chamber. 120 reavers have to be killed. These are all reavers. That's nice. I know for a fact there are more than enough reavers that if we kill them all in here, we'll be good. But one thing we can do is enrage waves of reavers to give us more reavers. And that'll help us open this faster, or it means we don't have to get as many of them in this spot as before. Whatever the case, that's that. They've given us the cyan gems here, even though the only thing we can make is the poison gem. I actually am going to use this, but not immediately, just to save myself some money. I'm only going to use these two and combine them. I'm going to save mana, so I start with as much poison stuff as possible. The regen is going to start far too low for me to care about, but since this is a poison level, I eventually want to get rid of the regen because it will mitigate the poison damage. I don't want that regen there. I don't need this gem at all, so I can delete it by dragging it up here, or I can just press the X key. Goodbye. So this path I don't want to deal with. I want it all to be in the convergence here, as well as this area there. Let's make sure enemies don't come through here. They come around the top. We'll put a trap here. We'll put a gem in there. Not that one. We'll put this gem in here. We'll, let's put a tower there. Duplicate you. Tower here. One more tower. They're all grade 1 right now just so I set up my gems. I'm going to upgrade them as soon as I'm done, but I'm going to do it when I have enough mana. So there'll be this. 18 poison damage per thing. 30 HP is where we start. It's pretty high, so this isn't going to kill them immediately unless I upgrade. Let's upgrade you to level 2. 32 poison damage. That's enough for a couple waves. We're going to upgrade these even more later. Let's upgrade this to level 2. And you know what? All these to level 2. That'll be how we start this level. Maybe eventually I'll destroy these monster nests. You know what? I have the mana to do this combination, and I have enough to build the trap, so let's actually do it. That's where it's going to go here. 84 per minute. It's going to take care of every enemy in this level. I actually wrote down in the field data that I have for this level, E4. Where's the regen top out at? It tops out at 80. At 80. There's 20. Well, it tops out at 80 for the normal level. I've added 7 waves, so it'll actually top out higher than 80. So maybe I upgrade this again, but 84 per minute is fine. Let's go. Let's see what we have. I won't start enraging waves immediately, I don't think, because I don't have a lot of mana to do so with. But I want to make sure I don't get overwhelmed in this passage too early. So as soon as I'm able to, I'm going to duplicate these, make another grade 2 gem. But I want a lot of the damage to come from traps because that eats through the armor, whereas the armor in these guys starts off pretty high. Let's enrage this wave, get a few more reavers involved. Upgrade you to level 3. And then as soon as I can get you to level 4, you're going to level 4. Actually, it's right now. Level 4. There we go. So yeah, already down to killing 82. Bump these. I don't want to add any swarmlings. They do nothing for this. They just overwhelm me. Let's have this amplified a little more. Another. I wish I could build a tower here, but it is in fact blocking the way. No matter what you do, you always have to have the enemy's able to get to the orb. You can't ever block the orb completely. Let's go level 3 on this gem. And then we'll upgrade the trap. Let me build another trap right here. And then upgrade this trap. I think this trap needs to go to level 3. What do you think? This is a little concerning here, but I think we're good. We're good. Alright, 58 poison damage. That doesn't even kill these guys yet. What's this do? Disables and weakens active beacons. We haven't seen a beacon yet. We're fine. Let's upgrade you and you. And let's enrage a few waves. Make sure we have enough Reavers. This might have been a mistake, actually, now that I think about it. Let's upgrade the traps here. Oops, I upgraded this one instead. That's fine. 150 poison damage over this course will take care of Reavers coming from this direction. And then grade 4 over here. Alright, we should be able to run with this for a while. Get to mana pool level 4. Upgrade you. Upgrade our amplifier gems. There we are, and we're open. I can still enrage waves though now, just to get more XP. 104 damage from the trap. Let us, let's get a little bit more mana before I do anything. So let's run these. Hopefully it's not going to overwhelm us. Let's get to mana pool level 5. Alright, now let's upgrade this trap. Level 5. I'm going to see if I can top out level 5 in this level, not go any higher. 189 poison damage will take care of these enemies. Which means I'm going to upgrade these traps as well. Since I don't need to kill enemies here, let's also put a trap right there. Because it'll kill enemies further down, but the chamber's open, so I no longer need to worry about killing them in a certain spot. Let's grade this one to level 4. Yeah, anyone coming through here is going to get hit a bunch of times. This one to level 3, 241 per minute is more than enough. Yeah, it doesn't say the regen here. What's the regen? 74, we're fine. Yeah, if they have regen, they get hit with poison, they're going to regenerate possibly before the poison damage kills them. So it's just important to clear that out. Like so. We need these upgraded. I need this at level 5. Yeah. I need this at level 5. I need these at level 4. There we go. A shrine appears on the battlefield. Oh, there's a shrine here too. We haven't used it. That's okay. We're not going to. I don't need it this level. Let's upgrade these. There we go. Upgrade you to level 5. This isn't too bad. We're doing alright. They're not getting through. But just in case, we want to upgrade both, actually all of this and that. So now this will give me how much? That's pretty good. It also increases the poison damage dealt. I think we're good. Yeah, 200 hit points though with 100 armor is quite a lot. I have no way of removing armor. I can only punch through it with poison. Yeah, they're right here. This is trouble. They just have so much armor that not all these hits are going through. Yeah, 103 armor. It's the traps are what's going to do it here. So let's run it. I have enough mana to tank any... Oh, I didn't have to. I have enough mana to tank hits to my orb anyway. 17,000 XP. Let's see how much more we can get in endurance mode. So I'm going to take this gem here. I'm going to upgrade it as far as it'll go. And then if I get 10,000 mana, I'll take it to the next level. That's all we're doing here. We're just running until maybe 25,000 XP is where this one will top out. We'll see. Ooh, oof, that hurts. Oof. Yeah, not enough mana, because every time I get enough mana, a bunch of enemies get through, and I spend a lot of mana on banishment, so it's not worth it. Not quite. An extra 6 grand in mana is fine, though. We also got the poison skills. Let's see what that does. How many achievements? 55? Great. Still no talisman pieces. So the poison skill, this gives us access to poison gems in every level. So this level didn't have poison before, now it does. This level didn't have it before, now it does. This level didn't have it, now it does. Now levels that did have poison, nothing changes, but now every single level we have access to the poison gem. and it is the best early game gem. As far as I'm concerned, poison's the best one when you're starting. It will fall off in usefulness later, but for now, it's so good. So these levels have poison available. I don't think either of these levels would have had poison if I hadn't got the skill here. And I can upgrade the skill to make the component power of the poison gem even better. It doesn't make the gem's battle stats better, but it means the poison damage will go higher. So 4% is not really noticeable, but if I jump it up to level 3, 12% component power, so a level 1 poison gem, instead of doing 8 poison damage per 9 seconds, is going to do 9 damage per 9 seconds. Not, again, all that noticeable, but when you get to a higher level, especially in a trap, it'll be even better. And if we get the gem up to level 7, it's an additional 5% on the component power. Now, we don't need to go to level 7 on gems. In fact, we tend not to get a lot of mana to do that early on, so it's not going to happen right away. But if we get up to grade 7, then the poison will get even stronger. I still have a little over 200 in my mana. How much would I need to start at mana level 4? Let's look this up. Mana level 4 at 9 would take 2,368 starting mana. Nowhere close. We're fine. Okay. That's not going to happen. Let's leave this here. I feel like I should upgrade this a little more. Or should I make my gems cheaper? Let's make the gems a little cheaper. Let's bring this to level 10. Because now it costs 51 for a grade 1 gem. Yeah, 211 for a grade 2. Yeah, that's good. That's saving me some mana. And it costs me 385 mana to go to that level, so I will make that mana back with, I think, like, just a couple grade 5 gems. A grade 5 gem saves me actually almost 300 mana by itself. Is that right? More than 300 mana is saved with a single grade 5 gem. Yep. I was looking at my charts. I love my charts. Let's hop in here. This level's a little trickier than the other ones, I remember, so I do have to be a little careful not to enrage too many waves. At least not until I'm good. Yep, I already know how to do this. Thank you. Start at level 3. A lot going on here. First, let's look at this. This is a beacon. A beacon is just a building that helps the enemies out. This type of beacon prevents buildings being placed, so if I were to try to make a wall, for instance, I can't make it in this zone. That can be annoying. This level doesn't really have them placed in a terrible spot. Sure, this spot can't be built in, but I could still block stuff off. We have a lot of monster nests. This one is indestructible, which means we will never stop monsters from coming from this side, meaning there's no point in making stuff down this way. I want it all to be in this path. We also have shrines on this map. We have 2 of them. A shrine, what you do is you put a gem in here, and it will fire out in the directions indicated here. So this one will fire to the right, down, and down right. This one will fire just left and right. It will deal gem special and 1 times the gem damage to all the enemies in range, ignoring armor. So if I drop a level 1 gem in here, it's going to deal like 10 damage. It's not going to be all that much. But if I drop a really high level gem, it'll deal a lot to everyone that it hits. However, you lose the gem when you sacrifice it over here. So if I put a high level gem in here, I'm essentially spending the mana that it costs to make that gem, and it's gone. The shrine's also not ready yet because it's got a charge. It's going to take 200 seconds of game time, so if I go fast, it's actually going to take 30 seconds. Deals extra damage spread evenly on targeted enemies. Damage amount depends on gem grade. Ignores our machine. Also, the shrines have different abilities based on the color. This one's green. Kind of hard to tell because it doesn't look green while it's not active. Once it's active, you'll see that these crosses here are green, which means that it also deals poison damage over 30 seconds. So it doesn't matter what type of gem I put in here. If I put a purple gem in here, it'll deal armor tearing because it deals gem specials, but it'll also deal poison damage from just the ability of the shrine. This one's ability is closely related to the cyan gem, but it just stops the healing temporarily, so that's not very useful to me. I'd rather cut their HP regen forever. It's more about the damage, but we can drop gems in here and see what it does today. Last but not least, I think the setup of these towers and traps is bait. Like, let's say I put a poison trap here. It's not going to do enough damage before the enemy reaches the orb, so why bother? And if I'm doing tower damage and it's killing the enemies, they'll never reach the traps. But if the towers aren't killing the enemies, then the traps have to do that, and the traps aren't going to, because the enemies will make it to the orb before the poison damage reaches them. So what I want to do is ignore where these are and just build my own little maze here. So I'm going to drop a wall so the enemies have to go through here, drop walls here so they have to come around, and then put a trap here, which is poison. I'm going to say grade 2. 36 poison damage. That's going to take care of all the way through here. All these waves, if anyone hits this, they're dead. I mean, their HP regen maybe on this level they won't die, but basically they're dead once they hit that. Let's drop a tower here, and we're going to make it a dual yellow-purple. I don't care about poison damage at this point because enemies won't die from the poison damage before they hit the orb. So the other two colors. Also, the specials are weak because it's a dual gem. Want to have this. You know what? Let's make another one here and another one here. And let's make this grade 3. Let's start with a grade 3 gem just in case enemies are getting through. Because I think what's going to happen in this level is we're going to pretty soon be overwhelmed with enemies, more so than the enemies will be unbeatable. So this is a good start. Let's run with this. Let's actually have our gem ready to go to enrage waves if I feel like it. Like, let's enrage this one. There you go. Enraging waves early tends to be safer because the enemies don't gain as much HP and armor, but later on they gain a lot of HP and armor for being enraged, so you just got to watch out for that. Alright, let's get a few more bits of mana here, and then I think what I'll do is duplicate this. Just make sure we have enough gems to handle these guys getting through. And then once I have enough mana here, I'm going to build another trap. And I'm going to make sure enemies walk through it. And I'm going to put armor tearing in there. Because yeah, they already start with plenty of armor. Just a little bit of armor tearing will help. These gems are cutting even more, but it's nice to get rid of some of the armor. And then I want another grade 3 gem up here. Alright, how are we doing here? Let's enrage these waves at least. Let's enrage this one twice. This one twice. Great. Let's get another poison trap here. So yeah, 72 poison damage total. That should take care of anyone who gets hit twice. And then I want level 4 gem right here. Just taking care of anyone with high armor, which we're starting to see here. Look, 65 hit points, 53 armor. These guys are doing nothing. Alright. Another grade 4 gem. Let's enrage this one a couple times. Alright, that's a bit risky. There's a lot of them now. 67, they all have pretty good amounts of armor. So I want these to be at a higher level. Actually, this one should go to level 5 immediately. Let me get enough mana to do that. This should be at level 5. And then I should probably let my mana pool level increase. How's that sound? Ooh, ooh, ooh. How are we doing? Yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Let's enrage that. Boost charge for spells. Actually, our spell are at a level. So let me duplicate this. Let me drop this here. So you see, did a lot of venom damage there. Wasn't super noticeable, but it only cost me whatever it cost to make this gem, 51. That's pretty good. Okay, let's do this other one here. 400 damage. No, that wasn't as impressive, honestly. Oh well. But this is going to boost the charge for the spells. Not sure by how much. 30%. 30%. That says it right there. Now it's 30.19%. That's nothing. That's nothing. Don't know why I even did that. Okay, anyway, we're at next mana pool level. We actually went up a couple levels while I was chatting. So let's bump... Let's actually make, real quick, this, have it aim for the structure. Let's start taking down the monster nest just for the XP. It's not really for anything else. And let's bump you up to level 5. There we go. One hit, one kill. Yeah, we've been handling enemies so well. This guy hasn't even been hitting anyone because we kill the monsters too quick. Let's bump you up 3 times. That was risky. I might regret that. Let's duplicate this. Let's actually bump these poison traps up to level 3. And this up to level 3, and then duplicate it here. Oh, we got a new shrine. I don't need it. Shrine of Time. Hit enemies slow. It also has a terrible... It's not attacking places. It's not attacking anywhere in here. This is ready to go again. Let's actually throw a level 2 gem in there and see what'll happen. It's going to deal 17 to 54 damage because it deals 1.5 times gem damage. So every time you use the shrine, the amount of damage it deals goes up. So it's going to deal this, although there's no enemies on the field, so let's wait till we have enemies on the field. Let's make them all go down this way. And then let's throw this here. Look at that, 37 kills. That was good. Let's bump you up to level 4. You should be level 4. You should be level 4. Minimum here. Oh, what's this? Apparition. Mangled Spirit of a Slain Wizard. Well, hopefully he continues this way. We can attack him. We can actually tell this guy, for instance, attack special entities. That's an apparition, so when the apparition gets in range, he's going to specially go for him. This is a little worrying, but still not too much. If this guy's not getting hits, that means the enemies aren't getting past. If this guy gets a lot of hits, we'll need another gem. There you go. See, he's attacking the guy. I can also gem bomb. He destroyed a beacon. Oh, there was a beacon right here. He just went for it. He was in range. Alright, this guy's gonna die. Yep. Killed the apparition. Let's drop something here once the enemies bunch up around us, which is going to happen soon. We're going to get hit with a lot of them coming up. Now let's go. Alright. So now it's going to be 2 times the gem damage. This one, not so much. Hold on, let's see what we can get. That did nothing. If I set at a higher gem level, still really did not do anything. Okay. We're at a good mana pool level. Let's just bump these all to level 5. We still have a redundant gem here that's not doing anything. Mana cost cut and building types is good. I feel like enraging... No, hold on. That's really high armor. I don't feel like enraging a wave. Let's duplicate this. Have another armor tearing. Let's start upgrading our traps here. Yeah, we want to cut 16 armor per hit. So an enemy getting hit with 3 of these is going to lose almost 50 armor. Why aren't you attacking that structure? You can't reach that structure. That's why you're not attacking that structure. Let's get level 4. And now you're attacking the structure. That's what I'm talking about. How many waves you got? 40 waves? This is going to be a long level. You can go a little stronger, but I don't want to be overdoing it. And let's also destroy the monster nest over there. Let's have a level 3 gem. That actually didn't do enough damage. So once they get in here is where we'll go. Go here. Another gem is fine. There we go. How about here? A level 3 gem, will this do anything? That'll clear out some of the swarmlings, which is good. Ooh, that was risky. I now have swarmlings with over 100 armor. And 100 HP. Oh, the HP is really high now. Look at that. 400, 500 HP. There you go. Okay, let's bump these traps up even further. Let's just do it. Let's level 5 traps everywhere. Let's see if I didn't screw myself over with that. It's okay. I have enough mana to tank a few hits here, but if I really get overwhelmed... Yeah. Okay, so far, not too bad. Now this guy's getting some hits. Okay, a few guys got through, but it's because I just don't have enough gems. I need more gems. Yeah. So we're going to lose about 75 armor every time we go around, which is good. There's just so many of these guys getting through at once is an issue. If this was ready to go, we'd be good, but we're not ready to go on the shrine. Oh, we're fine here. Yeah, we're fine there. This is still not getting any extra hits. I think by the time enemies get around to here, they're too strong and this gem does nothing. I think that's the issue. There we go. Traps for the win. Alright, 28,000 XP. Let's see if we can get this up to 40. Ooh. Alright. New lore. That was an apparition, a spirit of a fellow wizard slain by demons, damned to wander around forever. They mean no harm, but I can end their misery and get some shadow cores by killing them. So, that's a lot of stuff there. Finally, we get another... It's a corner fragment, too. We've only picked up corner fragments. It's a higher level fragment, but the bolt charge thing isn't very helpful to us right now. Endurance mode. Let's pick this one right here. Bump it as high as it'll go. So if we get just a little more mana, we'll bump this to level 8, but I don't know if we'll be able to do that safely. No. There. Alright, level 8. 40,000? I don't think 40,000 is going to happen. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Let's start dropping these here. Because these gems here are kind of worthless now. So just dropping them here for the extra XP. Well, that didn't do anything. That's better. The giants here are a lot. We haven't seen giants in a regular level yet, just in the endless mode, and boy oh boy do they hurt. Okay, we didn't actually get that much XP. It was just too strong, too fast. There we go. How many achievements? 67. Still nowhere near 180, but a third of the way there already is good. Okay, this is definitely the rarest one, so I'm going to do this. So my thought process with where I put these is entirely just visual. I'm trying to set it up so at the top edge here is the highest rarity, and then we go down as we go clockwise around this. So as I'm looking at these, I know this is less rare than that. But it doesn't mean it's useful. Actually, this one happens to be more useful and more rare just because of the ability. Whereas this one, maximum bolt charge is not all that useful, but notice the secondary ability there. So talismans can have multiple abilities based on their rarity. So rarity 1 to 9 is gray. They have one ability. They can be upgraded twice. At rarity 10 to 19, they're bronze colored. They can upgrade 3 times, and they have 2 abilities. The second ability, however, is dormant until we upgrade it once. So if I upgrade this once by pressing U, now 4% of my wizard level goes to initial XP and mana. That's useful to me. But it costs 10 shadow cores to do that. That's my shadow cores here. I can afford to do this again. 10% of wizard level. Now, if I upgrade this again, I think the maximum bolt charge won't go up. I think that only goes up twice, but the third upgrade level will only upgrade the wizard level going to initial XP and mana, which I can afford to do, so I'm going to do that again. Yep, 14% of wizard level, and my wizard level is 49, so that's like 6 or 7 to that. It's not that much, but you get enough enough talisman pieces that do this at high enough rarity, you'll notice it. How are we skills wise? Almost 250. I don't need to start with 250 on skills, I don't think. I'm going to keep it above 200. So this will go to level 10 on the mana stream. Let's bump the poison up again, make it even stronger. And I'm going to make the trap stronger as well. Let's add 50% to trap. So it's 130% now to trap special ability. The 9% to trap firing speed, probably still not noticeable. But it's good. I mean, it's never bad. Alright, field E6. To enter, we need to get the free skill tome first from field H4. So this is a dead end. We can't go here. And why is because there's going to be some kind of lock on the wizard tower that requires the skill in order to break. And if you can't break all the locks, the tower locks on the levels with wizard towers, then when the final wave comes through, you die instantly. So we can't beat this level, therefore it's just not letting us in. We have to go to field H. The logic on field letters, this is E, this is F, so it's going downward, we go to the next letter in the alphabet, and then when we reach the end of this column, we move over and start doing it again. So field H is going to be right here. So there's no way to unlock it from here, because this is what's going to unlock new fields, so we're going to have to go through this path before we can continue on this one. So let's do field E8. This one won't unlock anything for us, but it will make us stronger once we do it. So let's jump in. Wow, that's a nice long path with no branching paths. Strengthening your orb. We've dropped a gem bomb on this dude, I think. We can also, well, there's no amplifiers next to the orb, so we can't actually do that. But if gems and amplifiers are next to the orb, that also helps. Without losing the gems, but it kind of is losing the gems because you still can't use them. Okay, so we've got a lot of towers already set up for us and a lot of real estate. So I'm probably not going to be building a lot in the way of towers. Instead, let me think of it this way. I don't want to have to kill everyone by this point, right? I want to use all of this space. So my kill spot should be here. This is the kill zone. And for that, I have access to a lot. I'm going to use the critical hit gem and the chain hit gem. Didn't want it to be at level 2 though. Level 1. Here. The critical hit's probably not going to fire off. Like 6% chance, 1.22 damage. That's not noticeable. But the chain hit is. It's going to hit multiple people at once. So that's where this is going to be. On the way, I think I want mana and chain hit. We haven't seen a lot of chain hit. This could be pretty useful because now it'll hit multiple enemies, each of which will leech mana. So when it hits multiple guys, doubles the amount of mana, triples the amount of mana we get. Let's also have one here. Let's set up a trap there with some walls to force enemies in. This is going to be armor tearing plus chain hit. There we go. And so like traps have a 130% to the non-bound special. So even though traps should be a lot weaker, or dual gems should be a lot weaker, in traps right now, they're actually pretty strong. And we can make a poison trap too. Let's put a poison trap here. So 10 poison damage over 9 seconds instead of 8 because we have our poison ability. In here, it's 23 poison damage. That's pretty good. But what's more good is duplicating it here. Now it's only 7 poison damage. 15 poison damage. So it went down by quite a bit. But the important bit is now it has chain hit. So if it didn't have chain hit, yes, it does more poison damage, but it only hits one enemy at a time. And if I'm overwhelmed with enemies, we won't notice it. Now, if a bunch of enemies walk over and the trap fires, it'll hit multiple. It'll hit, I don't know if 2.57 means it hits 2.5 enemies at once, but it's going to hit multiple enemies, giving all of them poison damage. This one hits multiple enemies, reducing all of their armor level. So if I have a bunch of these dual gem traps, I think I'll be happy. So let's set this up here. Let's duplicate this gem twice. Let's make sure we have enough here to handle any enemies that happen to get through all of this. So we'll start by letting them run for a bit, get some more mana, and then immediately get this one up to level 3. Again, just in case guys are getting through. Yeah, this level's not too difficult. I think I can beat this one without going over level grade or gem grade 5. I think I can do that here too. I'm going to set up another 2 traps. I'm going to duplicate this setup again. And now, yeah, still a low amount of poison damage, but it adds up and it hits multiple enemies. Alright. As soon as possible, I want this to be level 4. I want to make sure it's not currently attacking enemies, though. So I think the grade 2 gem is handling them as well. So I'm not too worried about damage, but I do want to stay ahead of the curve. That's level 4. Let's duplicate these. Just have a couple more gems stealing mana and potentially taking out enemies. Boost charge for spells and shrines. That is useless. There are none of those on this map. Let's get a bit more mana here. Can we get to the next mana pool level? That'll take a while. So I actually want to set up my next trap duplication here. Just going to do a lot of traps. Remember that 2 traps of the same level do more special than 1 trap at the next level up. So I want multiple traps before I start upgrading the traps. This will cause more enemies to get hit, more damage to be done in total, and then I can start upping the damage or the specials per trap. So I want these to be at level 3. Probably should have waited a bit before I upgraded him, but c'est la vie. Yeah, that was dumb. Now these guys are getting through. Will this take care of them? This will. That takes care of them a little bit. A couple of them got through because I only had one gem firing at them. And then, now we can get to the next level, duplicate this gem, and we're good. Man, I had 2 sparks that were useless. Duplicate these. Just more mana leech / extra damage. And then this should go to level 5. How are we on mana pool level? It's fine. Let's bring this to 5. Enrage this wave. And we're good. Alright, let's build another set of traps here. Don't know why I'm putting them in the corners. I just feel like it. Ooh. Built a lot of walls. So yeah, even though it's only 2.62 per hit, it's going to hit multiple enemies. And between the 4 traps, that is about 10 armor being leached off. And it's not a lot of armor compared to how much they start with, but that is okay. Let's get up to level 5 on our mana pool. Can we do that? We're not getting mana very fast here. It's because none of them are dying. There we go. Another set of these. That should be good for now. Let's bump you. Oops. Oh, well, made a grade 6 gem. Didn't mean to do that. Also, I didn't mean to do that right now because now my strongest gem is out of commission. There we go. It's actually going to be pretty good. 11% chance. That's terrible. 1.36 chain hit length, though, is pretty good. Yeah, see, now it's just eating through them. I did not even need to do this. I could have survived with the level 5 gem. Disables weakens beacons. There's no beacons here. That's worthless. Alright. Let's get these upgraded. In fact, let's upgrade you too. As soon as we're good, we're just going to get all these to level 5. And there we go. Should be able to handle all of this coming our way just from these guys here. You know what? Let's do it. Let's just make those a little too strong for me, huh? Considering this guy does, on average, 200 damage, we can handle armor level above 100. Now, the issue that these are also weak. There's no enemies being killed on this route, so nothing's being thinned out for this kill zone. So let's start upgrading our traps. Do we do that, or do I wait till I get to the next level here? I think I'll wait till I get to the next level there. Let's start upgrading the traps. Starting with the armor traps, so 4 per hit. 5 of the traps means that there's 20 armor damage. But it's going to chain hit, so it's actually going to be a lot more than that. And then upgrade our poison traps as well. So 28 poison damage 5 times, although chain hit means it's going to do actually a lot more than that. Do I upgrade these guys? They're more about the mana leech than they are about the actual killing. Yeah, okay, I definitely gave myself too much. I gave myself too much. This is going to go badly. I'm not going to die. I have enough mana, but they are going to squeeze past me. Yeah, I'm not killing enough of them in here is the issue. They have a really high amount of HP. So, yeah, we're... Okay, this one's... a few of them are probably going to get by here, too. Yep. That's my fault. I enraged these waves, so the swarmlings are way too strong. They at least only cost a little bit to banish, so I'm not really too worried about them getting through, but that was my mistake. I overestimated my power. I probably should also just use this to decrease the banishment cost. A mana shard appeals on the back. It's a little bit late for that, don't you think? We're almost done with the level. And it's over here. That's a terrible place for it, thank you. Alright, let's see how many of these enemies get through. We have a lot of mana we could burn through, but I kind of set myself up for disaster by making so many swarmlings that I'm not going to be able to kill all these guys. It's just... yeah, they're going to get through. At least it's swarmlings, which only costs 35 mana to banish. So, barely even felt it. But still, stupid move. These guys just get through because they're really strong, but I'll tank the mana cost there. Now they'll die in the second pass. Well, I learned my lesson. I'll never do that again. I will do it immediately. It will happen. Okay, 18,000 XP is pretty good. So how much did we spend on banishment? 2,900. So if we saved 5% or so, I think we saved a little bit by gem component spendings. How much mana did we gather from mana leeching gems? Only 600. That wasn't a lot. It's basically a free level 3 gem. Alright, let's go in here and let's upgrade this as high as it'll go, which will be level 8 immediately. If we somehow get up to 20,000 mana without dying, we can throw in... we can throw this up to the next level, but I think we won't make it that far. I think if we're lucky, we'll get 25,000 XP. Yeah, we're handling it so far, but how much longer will we be able to handle this? How much armor do these guys got? Yeah, they have so much armor. Well, we have enough, but we're being swarmed, so I don't want to be using my upgrade here because then we'll die. Yeah. Will we get 25,000? Yeah. 25k is good. Alright. So that, I think, is all we can do in the E-Hex tile. Our Talisman is just so bad. We have not been picking up Talisman pieces. Just for reference, like, I am also playing this game on a couple other files while I'm recording this because I can't undo. If I do anything in this recording, it's done. I can't revert to a previous save. So if I do another file at the same time, I can sort of prepare like what's going to come in the next level, so I make sure I know I don't do something incredibly stupid and have to redo. And in the other files I'm playing, I have one of them almost has a full talisman at this point because I just got a lot more drops. It's just totally random. Let's see skills wise where we are. I can invest in a couple more skills. Is it worth it? Let's invest here to level 12 in fusion and then leave it there just so that the gem cost is now, it's 49 for a grade 1 gem. So the total cost of investing in level 12 up front is 546 mana. So where am I going to make up that 546 mana? Well, 11 for every grade 1 gem, and then the cost of combining gems is now 106, which saves me 14. So a grade 2 gem is going to save me 38 mana, which nowhere near 546 mana. 38 mana. I save 86 mana for making a grade 3 gem, and then making a grade 4 gem. I'm just looking at my chart to do this. That saves almost 200 mana, right? Because it'd be 86 plus 86 plus 14. 186 mana saved there. Then it saves me how much on the grade 5? A couple grade 5s I think saves me over 500 mana. So I think that's where we're saving it. And I'm making grade 5 at least, and starting from here on out probably up to grade 6. And a single grade 6 I save almost 700 mana. So yeah, as long as I make at least one grade 6 gem or at least 2 grade 5 gems, or maybe 3 or 4 grade 4 gems, I make this mana back. So it's worth it, even though I lose 500 up front. I do start with enough mana to put me at mana pool level 3, which, that's pretty good. I think at some point I want to bump this up to level 12, but not yet. I want to get a few more skill points before I do that. And I think that's where those will sit for quite a while. Yeah, that's a pretty cheap grade 2 gem. I like that. I think this is fine at level 10. Just because it at a certain point is really expensive to make this trap skill go up. And I'd rather just try to survive. Like if this trap skill goes really high, the traps are great, but I don't yet have other abilities to really play off the trap skill yet. Poison's good. We're going to run with poison for a while, but once this starts falling off, I need something else or the trap skill's not going to be good enough. I think that's where we want to be here. Yeah, I think we're in a good spot anyway. Like, I'm definitely way over leveled for where we're about to go. We're going to head to Field I in the next video because it's been about 45 minutes. That's about long enough, I think. So, anyway, thanks all for watching, whatever this is. Watching me look at an Excel spreadsheet while I play this game. And I will see everyone in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.